Thank you, Manu. Basically, we have come up with 6 solutions in total to address this problem. Let me go first into the first solution, the conventional one. Nadal is a fantastic puncher from the baseline, great ground strokes. It will be very difficult for Federer to approach him or beat him from the baseline. So what does he have to do? He has to change his game. He has to vary his game more, meaning play slice. He has to improve his serve. Goran Ivanisevic, for example, he played very well at the Roland Garros and relied heavily on his serve. And he has to approach the net more often, attack Nadal whenever he can. For example, like Stefan Edberg. Good. What other options does he have? Money. Roger Federer made tons of money through his sponsor contracts and through the prize money winning in his tournaments. He could actually leverage that wealth. He could bribe umpires to decide in his favor. Or he could even promise Nadal a bit money to reduce his efforts on play. Why not doing that? Third solution that we come up with. We all know that Nadal has an amazing fitness. Look at his muscles. I mean, it's incredible. His upper torso is packed with muscles. Is this real? Does it come from working out in the gym all day? Or is it this?
Yes.
Federer could hire a private detective which observes Nadal on a regular basis, potentially gathers some information, and this information could be anonymously leaked to the World Anti-Doping Federation. This would result in a ban of Nadal from the tour for 1 or 2 years, which would give Federer sufficient time to get the title. Let me get to the fourth solution. It's all about grass. Grass, gentlemen. That's where Federer is at his best. He won Wimbledon. He always beat Nadal in Wimbledon. That's where he can leverage his strength, his serve, his volley. So, if we actually get the grass to the French Open, Federer could improve his game there and potentially beat Nadal. There's obviously a fifth option. Distract Rafael Nadal. Men have a tendency to like women. Cherche la femme is the theme here. Federer could convince Nadal, or could actually convince a lady to enter a relationship with Nadal. It has to be a high maintenance lady, beautiful and everything. And potentially she would succeed to draw the attention of Nadal away from tennis, his mental and physical attention obviously, towards another subject, distracting him. Sixth solution. Seeking and using the link to the underground. We call this the Italian connection. It would look like an accident, but obviously it's an engineered accident. The world would attribute it to bad luck. It could be a torn ligament, it could be a broken leg. Nadal would have to be out for a few weeks, month maybe, just during the time of the French Open, giving Federer the time to carry home this title. Now I would like to hand over to Phoenix, who's going to go summarize everything and go to our final recommendation.
Thank you, Alex. So we've got the situation so far as Roger Federer is the #1 reigning tennis champion in the world. And thing right now that's keeping him from achieving worldwide acclaim and status as the legend in sports is to win the French Open, and that would give him the Grand Slam title. And there's only one thing that stands between him and this ultimate success, and that is Nadal. So in order to assess our proposals, we've got option 1, adapting to play on clay. And the problem with this is this has been tried over and over again. And Federer has, well, come up short, to say the least. He's been defeated at the French Open, and so practice makes perfect? Perhaps not. What about option 2, the Indian solution? We could try to bribe either the referees or bribe Nadal. But in terms of feasibility, well, we know that Nadal has tons of money from his winnings, and he's also a man of integrity. So this makes the solution not so feasible. And also, tennis is not a sport where it's easily refereed into a winning strategy in terms of the ability of referees to determine outcomes of a game, unlike sports like football. So that option's out. What about option 3, to seek the assistance of the World Anti-Doping Agency? Well, it's tricky there because it's very likely that the results, the muscle and the building that we see from Nadal comes actually from training intensively in the gym. And we've seen that in many examples of his workouts. So it's not likely due to dope, in our opinion. So that option's out, sadly. What about option 4, changing the surface of the French Open from clay to perhaps grass or hardcore? Well, you know how the French are. They tend to be traditionalists, so they might not be so receptive to that kind of proposal. So that's out. And we're left with distracting Nadal by hiring perhaps a woman to entice him in other pleasures. The difficulty there is that Nadal is in a very stable and committed relationship. So even though he might entertain that idea briefly, it's probably not going to work out in the long run. So we have to say no to that. So we're left with the 6th solution, which we believe is the only feasible solution. And that is to employ the Italian connection. And we believe that this is relatively easy to implement. And there are millions of fans out there who would be very happy to help Roger Federer with this goal. And we know that he has many connections that he can employ. And this would just temporarily sort of put Nadal off play for perhaps a year or so. And that would leave the path open for Roger Federer to claim the Grand Slam title by winning the French Open. So we believe that this is the easiest way forward, legal considerations aside, of course. And so we feel that on behalf of millions of fans out there who actually want to see him win so badly, this is what he should try. Thank you very much.